I want to just ask for prayers for Eric Jimenez, who met his wife, Janet, who's a U.S. citizen, and they have 3 children. And Eric has been detained here since April. He's lived here for many, many years. She said he never did anything wrong, and the way that I got him was because they actually filed their taxes last year. They have a business and they filed their taxes, and then ICE came after them. So he's here and he has his court on Thursday. And it's a little bit confusing. He's applied for a U visa and asylum. They've just gotten a lot of mixed messages, so she's not really sure what's going to happen on Thursday, but she does ask for our prayers, and she said that she just left visiting him this morning, and she said her whole house is full of candles. She's just in prayer over his situation. So we asked for that. We also ran into someone that some of you have met. I haven't seen her for many months, so I was really surprised that she's still here, that she's still visiting her son. Still very surprised that her son is still here. He's very young. He's probably like 20 or 21. But she actually came to a couple of the Board of Supervisors meetings that we've attended of the Public Protections Committee, to talk about the phone justice issue. I think we had met her here over a year. She told me her son's been here 16 months, and he is still pre-trial. Wasn't there some statistic like 70% or like 70 or 80% of people detained in the West County system are pre-trial, and her son is one of them. So he's been here 16 months. He's not in the immigration side. He's a citizen, but he's still here pre-trial. And she said that they are fighting to go to trial because he's innocent, and he does not want to take a plea. And so they're fighting to go to trial, but the trial just keeps getting postponed and postponed. So she is still here, and obviously, just being so wiped out by the ghastly phone calls. And as some of you know, the FCC, the Federal Communications Commission, has issued a preliminary ruling that they're taking public comment. So Sydney and I went in this morning and just to talk to people in the lobby about that ruling that most of them had not heard of, and to try to get some of their comments. And most people are just so enraged at the fees. They're like, we put in $25. One woman said, I'm a professional, and I just told my husband, I can't call you. We're just going to have to write, because it's just money out, just taking money off, and they never give you a bill, and you don't know what it's being taken off for. But she did say it was New Year's Day, and so she did want to talk to him, and she did want to call him, so she put in $50. And she said that, she put in $25, and by the time they got connected, the account was already down to $17 before they had even spoken. So then she put in another $25, and that was already down to $17. So they just were not, really able to communicate. So prayers go out to the FCC, to all the families dealing with this system, that they will be able to communicate and not, be able to pay the rent, not have that money taken out of so many other things. So a few other prayers here in the box. For the people of El Salvador who are telling their memories of atrocities in order to help them heal. Are there any other testimonies or prayers of the people now that would like to be offered?
I'd just like to share the story of the last person that we picked up as a person coming out of PrEP. This was the first non-Latino. He was from Somalia. And he and his family, he and his wife and 8 children, there's now a 9th child that was born since he escaped, went to Kenya to try to escape from the incredible violence in Somalia. But they were illegally in Kenya, and their resources are tapped beyond what they can afford for all of the refugees coming in from Somalia. So they were sending people out, and they were living in a terribly precarious situation where none of the children could go to school because of fear of being deported back to Somalia. He finally decided that he needed to leave his family in Kenya and come to the United States because he felt that was their best chance. So he got a trafficker, paid him a lot of money, and he got taken to Venezuela. And from Venezuela, he came all the way north on public buses, even though he spoke not a word of Spanish. And when he arrived at the border in Texas, he immediately turned himself in and said that he was seeking asylum in the United States. And unlike the other people that I've picked up, he actually had already been granted asylum. And so we took him to fly to take the bus to go to Minneapolis, where there's a large Somali community. And some people there were going to help him, and there were attorneys that were going to help him to try to bring his wife and his now 9 children to come to the United States to join him. His name is Hassan, and I ask you to pray for him and for his family.
In some of our advocacy with the sheriff,